am lost in this business. I just don't know how to get my attitude right. I don't know what to do. I'm so blown away with how to stay focused, how to be directed. I'm spinning. I'm just spinning. That sound like you? I get it. I've certainly been there. My name's Kathy Burns, and I'm a realtor here in the Lake Norman area of North Carolina, just north of Charlotte. Anyway, I have been in your spot. Man, when I started out, I don't know if you know my story, but I was dead broke, knew one person, got into real estate, struggling like crazy with very little money. But one gift I had was the gift of personal development. I knew I'd figure it out. And why? Well, in the early 90s, yeah, I'm probably a lot older than you, I got sued, and it was a sucker punch, man. Oh, what a sucker punch. But it was actually the greatest gift in my life, because after those attorneys got done with me in the deposition, I was so beat up, and somehow I got introduced on a path of network marketing. I never succeeded at it, so don't think I'm going there. I never succeeded at it, but I sure tried. But what it did was introduce me to lifelong learning. Kaizen, that's a word I live by, Kaizen. Little improvements every day. And I started reading books. But for me, reading's too slow. I'll fall asleep. It's not good. I need audibles because I'm in the car a lot anyway, right? So let's listen to a book. And one of the books talked about if you read a book a month, think how much more educated you are, especially if that book that you're reading is about the field that you're in or how you want to be better, like a better salesperson, whatever. If you were reading one book a month compared to the guy that's not reading anything, not personal development, not educating himself on his skills or her skills, can you imagine how much better you'll be? Well, I like that. So I said, yeah, that's going to be me. And so I started doing that back in the 90s. Yeah, I got to head up on you. Anyway, I've got a list of some of my books that I really, really love. And some of them are just basics. But, this is going to be up to you. I want you to think about all the time that you're in the car, talking on the phone, or you're listening to music, which I love to do, and I got a classic car. When I'm in that car, it's all music all the time. But when I'm in my other car, which I have too, thank you, Jesus, I listen to Audible books, and I listen to them all the time. And I'm going to encourage you to do that. Very specific books. You pick yours. I'm just going to give you a list of some of the ones that I love. And one of my favorites was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I was introduced to it back then. And it was all about buying and selling real estate and building wealth. Well, my mother was a successful realtor in Georgia. I lived in Michigan at the time. But she was doing really well, and she bought a lot of investment properties. And I thought, I better learn about this, right? And it had a game. And it went along with the book. It was like Monopoly. And I bought it. It was very expensive, $200. I find that again. I think I found that on eBay later for like $15. Try that. Anyway, so my son and I would play this at night. He would beat the daylights out of me all the time because intuitively, he just got it. I didn't get it necessarily. I was losing houses to him right and left and not making any money. But I kept working at it and kept working at it. And you need to do that as well for you. But I loved his philosophy, and he talked about he had a poor dad who was raised with an employee mindset, and his best friend's dad was an entrepreneur, and he taught him to think like an entrepreneur. As a realtor, you are an entrepreneur if you choose to treat this as a business. If you're doing this where you're struggle, then this is a hobby for you, even though you're attempting it to be a full-time business. You need to treat this as a business, so I encourage you to do so. And some of these books that I'm going to suggest are going to be on mindset. Some of them are going to be skills, and a combination of both. So one of my favorites is The Power of Consistency. Now think about that. The whole book is written by this guy. Weldon Long is his name. I friggin' love this guy. So he starts out where he's in prison. And he's in his 30s by the time he gets out. He's got a son. His dad dies while he's in prison. But one of the things that he had the opportunity to do in prison was read. And he started reading personal development books. How about that? So then he had vision boards, and he had a mission. He was going to change his life and he was going to do it. And he saw that it was about consistency, consistently doing improvements every day, consistently doing whatever the skill was that he needed to do to get better at and get better at and get better at. He learned sales skills. He consistently studied and studied, practiced, nurtured, learned. That's what you need to do. So where is he now? I don't know where he is right now, but where he evolved when he was writing this book, he had a home in Hawaii. He was a world speaker. How about that? How about going from a criminal, not just any old criminal, I think he was arrested for armed robbery, and he was a repeat offender for different things, so that's why he went to jail. I think he was in there for over 10 years. It's a big deal. So now to become successful businessman, well-respected, because he on purpose changed his life. So you think you got troubles? That was pretty impressive, I gotta say. Think and Grow Rich. There's a mindset in there. Napoleon Hill, I think, wrote that. I could be wrong. I'm not looking at my notes. But Think and Grow Rich is principles about your mindset. Everything is attitude. Your subconscious listens to what you're saying. If you're saying, I can't do this, you're never going to do it because your subconscious is going to put you in that direction. You can't do it. So change your language. Change what you say every day. Listen to this kind of stuff that's going to empower you, raise you up. My license plate's empowered. Not only do I want to be empowered, I want to empower others. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm hoping to do that. I'm hoping you find benefit in that. Fanatical prospecting. I just listened to that one recently. Man, that was really possessive, and they are kidding. Fanatical prospecting. It's a mindset of don't give up, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. Really like that. It's probably stronger than I am. Did I get things from it? Yeah, of course I did. Unlock your potential. I like that because it makes you think about what you're saying no to, right? And start saying yes and be braver. Who's the one holding you back? You, not somebody else. It's always us. Dang it. We got to work on that. Exactly what to say. Oh my gosh, I love that one. Because, I don't know what to say. You're calling up a FISBO and, you've seen some scripts, but they don't make sense to you. And yet you may learn the first thing of what they're to counter with, but you don't know what to do. This is a whole bunch of what to do in every kind of scenario. And how to start thinking like that on your own because you're consistently, just made that reference, get it? You're consistently working on it because you've got to work on your skills, right? Failing Forward by John Maxwell. Anything John Maxwell talks about is great. You just got to be on purpose of listening to good people who say good things. And he's good. Failing Forward is don't be afraid to make the mistake. I've had many businesses in my past. I have started life over multiple times, but I will fail forward and succeed and learn from that. Whenever you get a sucker punch, boy, you got to be willing to find the gift within that sucker punch. Just like I was when I got that big one back in the 90s. Man, I look back at that now and know that I never would have gotten on that path of personal development on my own. I never would have learned how to forgive someone that hurt me really bad through a process. And I'm going to do a video on forgiveness because we got a lot of issues around forgiveness. And even in business, clients and all that, because it's important. It's important to forgive yourself, forgive whoever hurt you and gave you that sucker punch, because you're the one being poisoned by it. So I may have mentioned that in some other videos, can't remember. Anyway, that's a big deal. So failing forward is important because if you fail, you just learned. Look, think of Thomas Edison. He just saw it as all those times that he didn't succeed. He just hadn't succeeded yet. He was consistently trying to improve, trying to get better. That can be you. The Miracle Morning. Oh, that's a good one. I work on that one. That one is about really having an effective morning of how you're going to start your day every single day with focus, consistency, and also very specific things that you'll do so that you're disciplined. It's about teaching you to be disciplined. As a high I, it's very hard for me to be disciplined, but I liked it. Have I put some things into practice? Absolutely. Have I done everything? No, I'll confess. Darn it. Go for no. Oh my God. For the people that are going, making calls repeatedly, going for no is really good. My daughter told me about this one actually. because I said, I don't like to make those cold calls. She says, you got to do it. I didn't like to do it either. And then I got comfortable. She said, when you make a game out of it by going for no, it was like going for 10 no's. So let's say you picked up the phone and you're calling these people, that's a no, that's a no, that's a no, and you're like all depressed. Or that's one down. If I'm going for 10, I'm trying to get to 10. And if I get a yes, I got to start all over again. So you see what I mean? It's a really good book. It's very empowering. The Compound Effect. The Compound Effect is awesome because when you start to have little improvements here and there, because you're consistently doing what you need to do, you're learning, you're growing, you're putting all those things into practice, well, you can't help but compound your successes. You're getting better and better and better. Read that one. That's great too. That's it. That's my story. That's my list. Now I've done many, many more. Oh, where can you go and do that? You can go on Audible, which is where I did 90% of them. If you don't have the money, the library, a lot of your library apps, they will have these Audible books, and if they don't have it in stock, they'll go order it for you. And so you can do that for free. I think you only have 2 weeks to listen to that, but that's a good one too. And Spotify, I just heard that Spotify's got Audible books. I just canceled my Audible subscription, as a matter of fact, thinking that I would go over to Spotify, but I don't know if they have all of them either. I'm watching my pennies right now. It's been a tighter year, so everybody also has to watch their pennies. So pay attention to where your spending is. Me, as that high I, my spending's all over the place. So this year, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do much better. So anyway, Audible, library, and Spotify. That's where you can go. And you can do this in your car. You can do this in the time that you're just going from one place to the next. I personally listen to it at 1.5 speed because I think fast, so I have to listen fast or I get bored. The beauty of it is you can go back to different chapters and re-listen to it. Some of them will say, just download this, go to our website and download some of the things that they reference. Do that too. So, I hope that was helpful. And stay tuned for more. Subscribe below if you would. Share this with some other people that you feel might need some help getting motivated in this challenging market. These are easy tools to do, and if you do it through the library, again, that's all free. I like free as much as I can do. I've always been a little scrapper back there trying to figure out how can I grow without having to spend too much money and then benefit from it. You can too. So that's it for now. Bye.